Get the pancakes out.
What? They're huge! They're warm. They're warm.
This next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Would I be the asshole for giving my old cello to a fellow student in need and not my niece-in-law? This is a 36-year-old man. I've been learning the cello for 8 years and have been attending the same music school since starting. I started learning late in life because I grew up in a poor family that couldn't afford things like instruments and music lessons. I met Chloe while we were both waiting to go into our lessons a few years back. We speak often about stuff on the regular because our lessons have always fallen into the same time slot and we're both in the orchestra, etc. She's about 13, very polite and eager to learn, and treats her very cheap rubbish instrument that her parents got for her from an online store like gold. I know her parents, they're lovely people, it's all they can afford. I'm not shaming them, but if you know anything about instruments, you know what I mean. It's also only half size and far too small for her, but there's not a single scratch on it and she practices every spare minute. I've recently upgraded to a performer instrument, and a trade-in on my $9,000 cello would have gotten me only $4,000 back, so I decided to keep it and sell it myself. I'm pretty well off now, but I know what it's like to be where Chloe is, so I've taken pity. I usually gift her something at Christmas, like her next grade of music book, rosin, and a gift card from the local luthier to get a new bow and have her instrument serviced. But having not had time to list my old cello for sale or even know where to, my good deed strings got plucked at thinking that my old instrument would likely mean the world to someone like Chloe, whose parents will likely never afford a decent instrument for her. But stupid me mentioned this idea to my sister-in-law, Gail, who has a daughter, a 14-year-old girl, we'll call her Alice, and she told me that Alice wants to learn the cello and insisted that I give the instrument to her daughter instead, as it's too valuable to give to a stranger's kid. Alice is her own little dude, and we get along quite well, but she has never mentioned wanting to learn an instrument to me until she watched Wednesday, and now it's cool all of a sudden. Alice hasn't stuck with anything for long. She follows fads and jumps from one thing to another and is, for lack of a better word, spoiled. Based on her track record, handing her anything other than a student cello as her first instrument would be a waste, as I'm unable to convince myself that she would even practice, let alone reach a point that would call for this level of instrument. Where Chloe is at a point where, yes, this instrument is slightly too big for her right now, but she needs it. Call me what you'd like for this part, but I'd feel happier about giving it away to someone that needs it, like Chloe, rather than someone that just wants it but is connected to me, you know? But that has me worried that I might be seen as an a-hole on this decision. Family first? The music school is putting on Christmas carols tonight, and I intend to gift the cello to Chloe at the end, but I'm still conflicted about it.
Aww.
I don't think he's the asshole at all. I think that's totally...
No, I mean, it's his to give to whoever he wishes. It's a gift.
Totally.
It's not even like the aunt is like, or the person is like, I will buy it from you, or like...
Yeah. I mean, you know this about me, like, whenever I pick up a hobby or something, I very much am like, oh, well, I'm not gonna buy like the expensive thing right off the bat. I need to like earn that, or I need to like prove to myself that I'm committed to this to then buy the nicer thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm like, well, it helps motivate me to be like, okay, like, I will earn that. You know, it's like several times throughout my life, I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn guitar. And I would buy like the cheapest guitar I could. And I'm like, okay, if I really commit to this, I'm gonna buy a nice guitar. And I never committed to it long enough. So I was like, I saved that money.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go,
really
yeah.
responsible. And like, yeah, this kid, Chloe, has been wanting and learning for a long time. So
Yeah.
I think it's really sweet. And I think that child totally would appreciate it way more than
You know it's
anybody
gonna go to
else.
good use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, when you're like, something about like an older person or a better musician giving you their instrument as a younger
yeah.
musician is huge. Like I
Yeah.
remember I was like, I always got my brother's hand-me-down guitars, and my uncle gave me one of his guitars like randomly once, and he was like, you do better with it. And it was, for some reason, it was like him seeing me as a musician, and that did more to me than even giving me the guitar. It was just like, wow, you see me enough to give me this, and it was huge for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally see that.
And a cello is a very unique instrument that I
And
doubt
expensive.
many people would like commit to. Like, from what it sounds like with his niece, it's like she doesn't know it at all. It's very likely she wouldn't want to like, that's an instrument you do need lessons, you need to like commit to.
Yeah.
So he knows it's gonna go to good use with Chloe, who it sounds like he's a bit of a mentor to.
Yeah.
So it's not just some stranger. The verdict was not the asshole. Comments, not the asshole. You want that cello to be used, played, and loved, and Chloe will do that. I ended up giving my daughter's old harp to a little girl who was learning. Sure, I could have sold it, but I'd rather someone use it who wouldn't get the chance to otherwise. Lastly, someone said, not the asshole. It's yours and you can do with it as you wish. If you're well off and a student cello is within your Christmas budget, give Alice an instrument appropriate for her.
Yes.
Your sister-in-law is the only asshole here. But next time, keep your mouth shut about these things and you'll avoid the problem entirely. Update.
Oh, yay! Yay!
Wow, so many comments. Thank you to everyone that took the time to help me steady my nerves on this one and point me in what I felt was the right decision from the start, but second guessing myself. I've just gotten home from the carols. Some people mentioned asking Chloe's parents for permission to gift her the cello, and I'm glad this was mentioned because it was something that I hadn't considered, and it led to what I feel was the perfect outcome. Everyone had settled after the students had finished the show, and parents and volunteers brought cakes, etc. to share, and everyone was standing around chatting. Chloe ran off to join the line to get her bag of lollies and goodies, and it gave me a moment to approach her folks without having to mention my intention in front of Chloe before knowing how it would be received by them. I was nervous as hell, but opened up with my usual compliments on Chloe's playing. She played What Child Is This in a quartet, and it was perfect. And I made a lighthearted joke about her growing too quickly and dwarfing her cello now. Her parents laughed, but went on to mention how they've been saving to buy her a bigger one, and that they didn't want to go cheap this time like they had with her first couple of cellos, having learned a lot very quickly about quality. When they'd taken Chloe to the luthier with the intention of getting her one for Christmas, they'd been disappointed to find out that they hadn't saved enough for the quality that Chloe needed, and that they'd been devastated despite Chloe understanding and taking the revelation quite well. Figuring that a new cello was kind of something they'd worked hard on getting for Chloe, I decided to try and get them in on the idea and ask them how much they'd saved and would they be interested in buying my old one as I had a new one now and had no need for it. I didn't notice that Chloe had approached back from the line and she piped up with a low tone that they hadn't even saved enough for the student quality instruments, let alone mine. She has a good idea of how much instruments are worth. I stumbled on my words a little, but I went on to insist on knowing how much they'd saved, and her mother told me that they'd saved around $1,600. I told them that that sounded like a good enough offer to me and that I'd be happy to know that it was being played and cherished by someone like Chloe that would take good care of it, and I held out my hand to shake on the deal. No one answered for what I felt like an hour to me. Chloe's father finally responded and told me that they couldn't accept it as Chloe had pointed out an instrument of equal value to mine to them while they were in the shop, and he didn't feel it was right to take it for anything but a fair value and that they couldn't afford to do that. I'll admit that I felt a little bit annoyed by his initial good-mannered refusal, but I understood it as I was raised by similar-minded parents with the same values, but I told her parents that it was an offer that I felt that they really couldn't pass up as it was something that I felt Chloe had earned and needed desperately, and that even if they didn't accept my offer, I was going to give it to Chloe anyway, and I turned and placed the hard case in front of the shocked and dead silent Chloe and walked away. Chloe's father approached me while we were helping pack up the entertainment hall, and he gave me a hug and thanked me, promising to drop off the money at my shop in the morning and offering to help me out if I ever needed anything. For a stubborn bloke like that to be as red and teary as he was makes me sure that I did the right thing in making him accept the cello like I did. Chloe was visibly quite emotional, but trying not to show it, but she broke down after mouthing thank you to me as everyone was leaving, and I found it extremely hard to keep my composure and could only manage a smile and a thumbs up in return.
Oh gosh.
I think I'm going to be riding this high for a good while. The best thing is I can tell Gail that I sold it without having to lie, and I can toss up the idea of using the money Chloe's dad pays me for the cello to buy a reasonable secondhand learner's instrument for Alice. Again, thank you for responses and advice.
What a guy.
What
That's
a
a great
guy.
one.
I love that he went up to the parents to make sure it was okay
Totally.
and like organically brought it up and
Doing it through the parents is smart on so many levels.
100%.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I understand they have a great relationship and the parents know him, but like he is a 36-year-old man, this is a 13-year-old girl. It's like, it's great to like go through the parents and be like, hey,
100%.
like, it's also helping out the parents by making the parents feel like they're doing it a little bit.
Exactly. You don't want to make them feel bad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so accepting that offer, like that, like making it a deal, I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah. Couple comments. I wish I could give you Reddit Gold, wholesome AF story. Someone else said, I'm late to the party, but OP, you're a legend. I'm a violinist and play in a quartet with a few coworkers these days. I know a gift like that as a young teen is an absolute miracle for a dedicated string player. Her cello will fit right, so her posture will be better. Her tone will be beautiful. I'm so excited for her to grow with her new cello and for you to get to watch.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I also there's almost like a magic to when you're given something that's been played a lot by somebody else.
I totally believe it.
Yeah, it's like, what has
Well,
this
it's broken in, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow, what has this instrument done so
Totally.
far?
Truly.
It's almost like a brand new one. It's almost like, all right, we're breaking it in. It's like pressure.
Yeah.
I have my grandma's disgusting piano, and I love it so much.
This is my grandma's piece of shit,
It's
gross
like
piano.
literally
Icky,
covered in
stinky
dust,
piano.
and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That's really cute.
Today I f***ed up by giving my daughter a potato for a Christmas present. That's fucking awesome.
Potato? This is so sweet.
A potato has so much potential,
Yeah, it does.
and all of them are good. Obligatory, this happened a while ago. When my daughter was 6, she was obsessed with the TV show Little House on the Prairie, which delighted my wife and me, who loved the show when we were kids. In the pilot episode, the family was so poor that each of the girls got a new cup, a shiny new penny, and a potato as a gift for Christmas. My daughter couldn't stop talking about it. Now, my family is really big into taking practical jokes too far. There was the feral daughter kept in a cage prank of 2010 and the bloody leprechaun joke of 2013, but this one really backfired on us. After she went to bed on Christmas Eve, we hid all of her real presents behind the couch and left one package in the middle of the floor. When she came down, she seemed surprised that there was only one gift, but carefully unwrapped it to reveal, you guessed it, a shiny tin cup, a brand new penny, and a potato. Attached was a note from Santa. Molly, I heard how much you love the Little House show. Here's hoping you have a very Prairie Christmas. Love, Santa. She grabbed the potato and started to cry. Uh-oh, I really screwed up this time. However, it wasn't because she was upset, but because she was so happy.
No.
Even when we revealed her other gifts, she only wanted to be with her potato. She drew a face on it and carried it around with her everywhere. But it started to go bad. First, it turned green and started to sprout eyelets. Eventually, we had a very traumatic experience where the potato disappeared in the night. She's 17 now and still talks wistfully about the potato every Christmas.
Oh my God. She had a castaway situation.
I'm sorry!
I'm sorry, Wilson.
I'm sorry!
Planted the potato.
I know.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, Wilson.
That's so cute. That's so classic.
They raised such a great daughter.
I love it. That's actually very me coded. That I would have been freaking psyched.
Yeah.
Like if I had seen that on the show, because I used to read books about the boxcar children and just how they had a nice little shiny teacup and that's all I wanted was
Yes.
a little
You
I love
don't
it.
need much.
It's like that classic video of wow, an avocado!
I know.
Thanks!
Didn't Jimmy Kimmel do that? I
Did-
think he put
did
it on
he?
his show of parents, a compilation of parents giving their kids
Avocados.
Yeah.
My mom used to wrap clementines, and we'd be like, "Okay, Mom, where are the real gifts, you bitch?"
Oh my God. My dad puts an orange.
Where are my Pokemon cards?
My dad puts an orange at the toe of our stockings every year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Look, me
That's so
nowadays,
funny.
love that.
This child is the polar end of the other child.
Yes.
From the previous story.
Completely.
That's so sweet. Wow. So, the cage prank of 2010 and the bloody leprechaun joke of 2013 are stories this guy has posted.
Wow.
Those are freaky. I want to read those.
This family, wild.
This family, quirky.
This family's awesome.
Porky.
This is the holiday spirit right here.
Oh my God.
This is what it's about.
This is so cute.
Wow.
So adorable.
That's awesome.
The
Are there any
comments.
comments?
Oh, of course. You know what you need to do, right? This Christmas, do the exact same thing. She'll find it hilarious and wholesome. OP responded, lol, we actually got her a potato-shaped pillow last year. Someone else said, my 3-year-old nephew asked for a big rope for Christmas 3 days before. My mom was like, go buy him one. Okay, whatever. I got a good nylon rope. Come Christmas Day, and there's presents filling the living room. Big family, and my mom doesn't understand moderation at Christmas. This 3-year-old, only now just old enough to understand what Christmas is, looks at a ton of presents there for him, only grandkids at that point in a large family, and just asks, where's my rope? OP responded, kids want what they want. This is hysterical.
That's awesome.
You know what this gives the same energy of is people who have cats where they buy like fancy cat toys and then the cat's like, box!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you say lol?
Well, they write it. I'm not going to say LOL. It's easier to just say lol.
Is LOL cooler or is LOL?
Neither.
How do you say LMAO?
Lamau.
I say
ass off.
LMAO. I'm not going to say Lamau.
Laugh my ass off.
Laugh
Lamau.
my ass off.
Shaking my head.
Rafflecopter. I'm millennial. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm millennial too. People on the live stream thought I was Gen X.
And you cussed them out. she cussed them out.
I did. I cussed them out. Because I think
It's because you don't know what RAM is.
it's memory. Software.
No, software. No.
Man.
Software goes on the RAM.
The RAM carries the software to the Mac.
You should say
Yay.
LOL. You should say LOL instead.
Yeah, LOL is gross. Sounds like you're saying LOL, Massachusetts.
Our next story. This comes from Two Hot Takes. Shout out to Morgan over there. Love their stuff. I, a 23-year-old woman, created a 1-to-1 scale puppet version of my boyfriend. 22-year-old man.
Hell yes.
And showed it to him during foreplay as a joke.
Hell yes.
What do you mean a joke?
Now he hasn't texted me in 12 hours and I'm starting to get worried. How do I get him to text me back?
I love that.
Now, see, this is what I was waiting for. Here's a 10.
Right, here's the 10.
My friends, we've made it. That is a 10.
I wonder if it's marionette or if it's like hand
If it's
in.
hand- She's like-
1-to-1
she's like,
scale
"Look,
puppet version
I can
of my
puppet
boyfriend.
it. This is crazy.
So that can't be marionette.
This is crazy.
Him at the bar with his buddies, and he's sitting there with a beer, and they're just like, "What's going on, Greg?" And he's like, "I got cucked by myself."
The real Greg comes in, he's like, wait, and it goes back over and it's the puppet up with the friends.
What's happening? All his buddies like the puppet more.
Yeah.
Like, he's a really good time.
Yeah.
He drank us under the floor. He's a puppet.
He's a dope puppet.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The title pretty much says it all, but here are some more details. My boyfriend of 6 months and I have had a pretty cut and dry relationship up to this point. I've always been what some people would call as quirky, so pranks are sort of my bread and butter. He, John, has expressed that he really likes this part of me, and I'm just happy to be with someone who can handle all of my zest. LOL. Sometimes, I worry that he doesn't actually think I'm as funny as he says, but he always reassures me that this is not the case. One of the ways we really like to express our humor to each other is in the bedroom. For example, I love to do impressions of mostly Disney characters, such as the paperwork lady from Monsters, Inc. He sometimes does them too, but he's not as good at voices. So here's where I think I may have taken it too far. I recently bought a sewing machine to try and make cosplay costumes and stuff, but something dawned on me as I was messing around with it. This was the plan. We often start sexy time with the habitual back rub massage sort of thing, and we switch off. And then we progress into French kissing and then full-blown you-know-what. One very important fact to tell you is that John does in fact wear glasses, so I will usually make a point to take them off and put them on the table for safety. During this particular romp in the hay, I got a really funny idea about how to take his glasses off next time, and I couldn't stop laughing. He asked me what I was laughing at because he has some insecurity about his appearance, but I assured him that it was nothing like that. We had our fun and John went home, but all I could think about was this plan. So the next day I went to the fabric store and bought a bunch of skin-colored felt and wire framing and cotton and got to work creating a Muppet-style version of my boyfriend to put his glasses on next time we started getting dirty. Honestly, the thing was looking pretty good, and I even found some clothes at Goodwill that were his style. I dressed the puppet in the clothes, hid them under my collection of Squishmallows that's in my room, and invited him over. To spare you all the explicit details, we did start kissing and taking clothes off and stuff, but my hands were shaking as I reached up to grab his glasses. Instead of putting it on my nightstand, I made a point to say something like, "I'm just gonna put these right here," as I stretched over to the Squishmallow that was covering the puppet boyfriend's head and put the glasses right over his felt eyes. He got confused, I think, and looked back to where I put the glasses and sat up, as a felt version of his face, very easily identified, by the way. John has red hair and a mustache, so the glasses on top left little question of who he could be. He was silent for a second and then said, "Is that supposed to be me?" As I was laughing. I said something like, "Do you like it?" as I took it out of the Squishmallow pile and revealed the entirely Muppet John. "Oh, did you make that?" he asked, and I stood it up off the bed and asked him to stand next to it. "See, it's just like you, basically," I said, but he still wasn't laughing that much. I think he saw that the Muppet ended up being just a little bit taller than him. He's 5'7" and probably insecure about that. The Muppet ended up accidentally being a little taller than him, around 6'1" based on seeing them side by side.
The Muppet also had a little bit broader shoulders, had a huge
Huge a better
fat
job.
ass, yeah, a better job, yeah.
He was a doctor.
Yeah. I put a voice box in it and it asked me how I'm doing.
I noticed his disappointment and did a tried and true Disney impression to make him feel better. In my best Goofy impression, I said, "Well, looks like we should call him Big John." John just took the glasses off of Big John and let him fall to the floor and put the glasses on the nightstand and sat on the bed for a while. We eventually went to Sin City, but it was a lot quieter than usual. He left after that, even though we were planning on having a sleepover. He said he wasn't feeling good. I texted him goodnight and went to bed. So here's the ish. This morning, I haven't gotten any good morning text or any text at all from him, even though he always sends me a good morning text. I'm worried that Big John was a step too far and that normal John didn't think the joke was as funny as I did. I feel like he's just putting me in an uncomfortable position by not telling me how this made him really feel, even though I thought it was pretty funny. Is this salvageable or am I effed?
I think Arasha and I did this skit in Bit City. Yeah. That's crazy. I feel bad for him. I don't know.
Do you guys want to see the puppet? Can I
I'd
see
love
the puppet?
to see the puppet.
Let us see the puppet.
I would like to see the puppet.
Now this is gonna matter because how sexy is this puppet?
Okay.
Okay.
Version of him.
Okay.
This is.
That's his very.
Guys,
Oh no. Okay, so update.
She made it really ugly.
It's really
It's
ugly.
a really
like
ugly
the eyes
doll.
are like bloodshot. The
It's like-
mustache is like strings, and it's like the teeth are buck teeth. Yeah, it's terrifying.
I would be humiliated if someone was like, "That looks just like you." I'd be like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna go drive off a cliff."
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
That was rough.
That's real rough.
But in other news, it's not sexy.
I actually think it's the flip of what we thought.
Yeah, it is
We
the
thought
flip.
the puppet was going to be super sexy. I think actually he would have liked it if it was like, "Oh, this is you.
Right.
This is how I see
like
you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
no,
it's
this is how I see you. And it's like,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
oh.
brutal. He probably felt really bad about himself. I can't believe she uploaded a picture of the puppet.
I know. She's like, he's mad at this thing.
I like how this is a Reddit story we know is real. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
We have the
there's
puppet.
we have the puppet. Bring the puppet out. The comments, someone said, "Girl, what the f*** is this?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone else said, "I read the title thinking, oh, that's a cute toy," thinking teddy bear size, then reread the scale. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it can come off creepy as f***. Someone else said, "The fact he still decided to have sex with you after this is what I keep getting hung up on."
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think 6 months into dating maybe is too short of a time.
I did react to that earlier in the thing. I was
like, this is
six.
6
months.
6 months.
This is
Oh,
new.
no.
I think that's you're married, and you pull that out.
Yeah, you're married.
Or maybe just a couple of years. Get a couple of years under
Yeah,
the
I
belt.
could get like 5 years in.
Get like 10 years in,
Yeah.
maybe. Update.
Puppet came
What?
alive.
Puppet's alive,
Whoa.
and it killed a man.
Oh shit.
Not sure why mods deleted my last post, but so many people were asking for updates that I'll leave the original in the comments. It's really funny to read back, but here's what happened in the last week. So it's been a wild couple of days or so, and I've honestly been a little depressed at the negative reaction from everyone. After my boyfriend, John, left after he did the no pants dance in front of the puppet, Big John, he didn't text me for like a day and a half. I was really starting to get worried and believe some of the comments that I was a serial killer. Can I vent really quick?
Yeah.
About something? I kind of hate how Redditors can't say had sex. They refuse to say, so we had sex.
Why?
They always say,
They're like,
we
did
did the
the
no
deed.
pants dance, or we did the deed, or we went to Sin City.
It's doggo
We
coded.
did the dirty. I'm like, just say you had sex.
Well, maybe it was not specifically sex.
Okay.
They did like patty whack with each other's genitals or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is.
All right, fair. I just feel like
Not everyone likes sex. There's a lot of sides out
I know,
there.
but like, it's so common in Reddit posts to just be
Yeah.
like, but even then, just be like, so then we went down on each other. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just like,
true.
I think it's less cringy than being like, so we went to Sin City. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't.
Yeah.
It's just a funny trend I've noticed with Redditors where they cannot say that. I'm like, you're anonymous. We don't.
Right.
You
That's
post.
so true.
I'm like, just say it.
You included a picture of this puppet.
Puppet, dude.
And you can't say we had sex?
Yeah, that's fair.
I was so sad that I didn't even want to look at the sewing machine to make my custom Disney ears with because it just reminded me of Big John. Speaking of Big John, I hung him up in the closet so I didn't have to look at him.
Wait, it just reminded her of Big John, not her boyfriend?
Just Big John.
That is crazy.
I was so ashamed. I was drawing when my phone buzzed and I saw it was finally John. All it said was, "Hey, can we talk?" I was super nervous and he came over to my place. It was awkward at first because it had been so long since we saw or talked to each other, and I honestly thought things were going to end, especially after reading all the comments. However, he apologized for his behavior and told me something that cleared things up. So apparently his mom has been cheating on his dad with multiple younger men for years, and he and his dad just found this out the other day, the day I made Big John. He wasn't upset about Big John at all. I could tell he was still upset, and my instincts were saying I should do a Disney voice. But I considered the comments from the last post and decided just to say, "I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope your family is okay." Then the most surprising part, he said, "I'm sorry too." And then in his adorably not very good singing voice saying, "Big John never bothered me anyway. I have something for him actually." I don't know how he's saying that. And brought out one of his favorite slap bracelets that his mom got him as a kid. He pulled me into a hug and we danced like we were Cinderella and Prince Charming boyfriend. He tried to dip me, but he's not very strong, so it created a funny moment where we kissed, and then he led me to my royal suite. And well, you can probably guess the rest.
So I am about to cry, which is funny.
I have tears in my eyes.
That's really funny that I'm about to cry now.
We got on the bed and normal John had some smears on his glasses after kissing. He asked if there was anywhere or anyone that he could put these on. I brought out Big John and his hand fell off, but it was like a fairy tale romance when normal John placed the glasses on Big John's cute nose. So for now, it seems like a happy ending. I'm sorry I didn't post any pics with the original post, but after seeing John's reaction, I was so embarrassed, and some of the comments were so mean that I wanted to just destroy Big John and never think of him again. But there were some very kind people who sent me private messages that made me feel a lot better and proud of my quirkiness, which could very well be autism, as some commenters have stated, getting the test in a couple weeks. Also, stop thinking I would use Big John for the Devil's Tango. He is strictly...
Jesus! God!
It caught me off guard. He is strictly an awesome way for normal John to have somewhere to put his glasses. So after all this time, I've gained the courage to share Big John with you, like all of you have asked. I was happy with how it turned out, and even happier than my beloved loved him as well. Okay.
This is making me realize there is someone for everyone.
Yep.
You
Yep.
are not alone.
Yep.
No, they sound like an adorable couple.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they got past this, they're perfect
They're
for
set.
each other.
They're good.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah. I was about
That
to cry
is-
and then I remembered what the puppet looked like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is so gorgeous.
That is a very sweet
He
story.
started singing a Frozen reference? Come on.
They are extremely vulnerable with each other in a way that is simply adorable.
Beautiful.
That is a hilarious story.
That's 3 out of 10 wine.
I like that she addressed
Yeah.
it wasn't a sex thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, a devil's tango thing.
The Devil's Tango.
Devil's Tango.
God. We need to make like we need to have a running list of all the ways Redditors have referred to sex.
Yeah.
Or just anything revolving sex. Like,
Yeah.
just, it's so funny to me. Okay.
Wow.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That was a great one. That was sweet. That turned very sweet. Very happy. Our next story, I need urgent help. And it comes from the subreddit Buffalo and also Best of Redditor updates.
Whoa.
So buckle up.
Whoa, bring out the mosquito spray.
They can't
Now-
get near you.
You're right.
Now, I at first assumed the subreddit Buffalo meant, oh, this person needs urgent help, and there might be a buffalo.
With their pet buffalo.
Like
My
a
buffalo is
bison.
very sick.
But they're in Buffalo, New York?
They're in Buffalo, New York.
Great.
No bison anywhere
They're covered
nearby.
in buffalo sauce.
Okay. This was posted during the Buffalo blizzard of 2022, which dumped more than 4 feet of snow across Buffalo and the surrounding area. So they write, My brother got stuck in his car since the afternoon. He gives the address. He says he is running out of gas. We tried our best to reach out to the fire department, police, and tow companies, but didn't get any help yet. Please, someone help me. Any help/suggestion would be really appreciated.
Okay, I mean, I never thought about Reddit being used as like a local forum.
It can be really good for
but
that.
yeah, because like I used to back in the day like use Twitter. It's like you can kind of, if you heard like a crazy noise in your area, you could look on Twitter like based on near you and stuff. So like that's so interesting.
Yeah, there is a subreddit for just about every city and town in the U.S.
Wow.
And so you can post there and see what's going on, and there's like, yeah.
So they got help, right?
Okay, yeah.
Update.
So who's the asshole?
Yeah.
The car.
The snow. Buffalo, New York.
The snow.
All right. This was posted 1 day later in the Buffalo subreddit.
1 day?
1 day later from a different user. Story time saved someone from being stuck in the snow.
Hooray!
Woohoo!
We've trimmed this story down a little bit for time.
Okay.
It's a big boy.
Oh boy.
Saw another post on here saying someone was stuck on Genesee Street near Crab Apples. That's definitely what things are called over in Buffalo, New York.
God.
Well, I think to myself, hey, I only live about half a mile from there. I bet I could help this person and make the decision to go. He's been stuck there all day and his clothes got wet from the snow trying to leave, so I knew he was in need of help. So I'm getting myself ready. I grab what little gas I have. I grab some food and water in case he needs any, and some new warm clothes and a blanket for him. Then I gear myself up. I put on some thick hiking socks, sweatpants, a backpack to carry my gear, puffy snow pants, a white tee, 2 sweaters, a jacket, a high-vis vest, thick leather winter gloves, insulated winter muck boots, a headband, and a motorcycle helmet to try and combat the snow and wind. Thank you for giving us your entire loadout.
No,
dude.
this gives such a good picture. Like I'm stoked about this. Is okay. This is early like Spider-Man getting suited up in his not suit for the first time. Like Tobey Maguire is in like pajama pants and stuff. Like I'm ready.
So it's time to head out. It's about 11 p.m. Wind gusts are still ripping outside, and snow drifts can bring the visibility down to 0. The motorcycle helmet is a mixed bag of being a help and having snow stuck in my face, but overall a good choice. Now, let me tell you that going to get this man was difficult. I'm a taller man myself, so the snowbanks weren't as much of a struggle for me. But unfortunately, when the snow drifts go up to my mid-thigh and every step has my foot drop all the way down into the snow with no resistance, it leads to just walking becoming a big task in itself. I'm in decent shape, but walking through those drifts is no easy task. Eventually, I make it down my street and a few streets over, switching between easier and near impossible spots of walking along the way. I get to an automotive business and their building blocked a lot of the snow, which let me walk like normal for once in a long while. I keep tracking, but now I'm near a main road without buildings as densely packed, so the snow drifts are blinding at points, and I need to focus on buildings and objects to know where I'm going. Eventually, I make it to the man's car after a good 40 minutes of walking when I only traveled 0.6 miles. So I get to the car and give him some clothes because that's mostly what he was interested in. Didn't care for any gas or food or water, but I made sure to offer it to him to be sure. He changes and gets ready to make the trek himself with my help. After a few minutes, he is ready and we're on our way. He says he talked with someone and he has a house he can go to be warm and safe for the night that is about 0.3 miles away.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. Let's head there. We make our way there. The man is not well dressed for the weather, but you got to work with what you've got. He has regular sneakers on, his pants and my snow pants I gave him, the hat I gave him, the sweater I gave him, and his shirt underneath. He throws a blanket on his head as a kind of protection against the wind and snow. It's bad out. My tracks from just a few minutes ago are all but gone, but I know the way I'm going, so it's all right. We walk up the road to the cross street and quickly cross the street. It's hard to see or hear anything, so we can't really tell if a plow is coming, so we act fast to try and stay safe. Then we make it to the side street. Well, needless to say, that street hasn't been plowed in ages. Snow drifts near my chest and no paths available. So time to trailblaze and make our own. We need to make it maybe like 9 or 10 houses into the street, but with snow like this, we are barely progressing at all. I'm dressed for the conditions, so I'm only getting tired. The man I'm helping isn't doing great. Snow is accumulating on his face, and he occasionally falls into the snowbanks and needs to recover. When we get near houses that block the wind, we take a break and relax because we need the energy to make it to this house and can't give up. Well, eventually, through more struggles, we eventually make it to the house. About 0.3 miles in 30 or so minutes. The person living in the house graciously lets us both in. I recover, warming up a little bit. The snow that accumulated on me just starts dripping and melting, which I know is a bad sign for me, so I make my stop short so I'm not drenched in water on my trek back. The man I helped is very thankful and gets comfortable and warm for the first time in hours. But I can't stay long, so I tell him I'm glad he is safe. Thank the homeowner / renter / whoever the man that let me in was. Now on my way back home, it's a few minutes after midnight. Made it about a mile in about an hour. Not great, but it is what it is. It's another 0.6 or so miles home. My phone is getting caked with ice at this point, but surprisingly keeps working throughout the whole trip without any issues. Time to make my way back. I can actually see my trail this time, so I utilize my previous steps to try and make my walk back a little bit easier. I'm starting to struggle, but I know I can't stop. Eventually, I make it back to Genesee Street and see a front loader messing around with some snow for, I'm assuming, emergency vehicle traffic. His windows are all iced and fogged up, and I can't tell if he even sees me. I've got my mission, so I stay the hell out of his way and keep on going. I give a wave and a thumbs up and keep making my way back home. Cross Genesee quick because now I know the plows are around, so I gotta be out of their way. Back into my neighborhood. Now my trail is gone, but I know where I'm going, or at least I think I do, and I keep making my way. I take a pit stop and call the girlfriend at home and let her know I'm okay and all that jazz so she can relax. Phone call ends and I keep making my way. Snow is blocking up my visor and I have been constantly raising and lowering it this whole trip. Fog and ice is really blocking my vision, so I essentially need to keep the visor up to see and only lower it now to catch my breath or block the heavy snow gusts. My progress is really slowing now and my right leg is starting to hurt. Feels like I'm pulling something near my hip. Oh well, that's unfortunately not something I can dwell on while in the streets in a snowstorm. I keep making my way at a severely reduced pace and take a turn onto my street. Unfortunately, I was a bit exhausted and confused and made the turn one street too early and realized that about halfway down the street. Weighing my options, I decide I can't really keep going forward here without risking wasting even more time trying to get home. So I backtrack to where I made the wrong turn and continue on the correct path. Eventually, I make it one street further and make my correct turn. I am getting exhausted and my leg is really starting to bother me. No matter, gotta keep going. Foot trail is gone again, so I'm on my own for making a path. Snow drifts are getting bad and extremely difficult to get through. I start counting my paces and can only make between 10 to 25, usually only 10, before I need to stop and catch my breath. Gotta keep going. Eventually, I can see my house light, but still have little energy to make it there. 10 steps, 10 steps, 10 steps. I'm close. I see the last section of snow near my house. 5 steps. My leg is really hurting. 5 more steps. Boom, home. I am exhausted and ready to drop.
Wow, holy shit.
And we're not even near done.
This is literally the best movie I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I make it in the door. Girlfriend helps take off all my clothes and backpack and whatnot. I'm caked in snow, but stayed warm throughout. I try to take my helmet off, but the snow caked onto the back of my head so much that my hair had ice in it that made them stuck together, and she needed to melt the ice with her hand to get it off. I have her check me for frostbite, and surprisingly, there's none to be found, which I might debate. At the time of writing this, my ears are still a bit numb and funny feeling, but nothing of much concern here, almost like the feeling of Novocaine at the dentist, but to a much lesser extent. Okay. And then I relax. She has hot cocoa ready for me as I walked in, and I just get to relax now. I earned this hot chocolate. Mission success. Helped a man get home safe and got home myself. Yeah, barely got home yourself, man.
Holy crap.
A hero.
Damn.
Truly.
I earned this hot cocoa. Bro, you earned a medal. That is insane. He was just like, I got nothing better to do. I'll go rescue a human. Like, you put your own life on the line to go help somebody nearby. And, like, that is amazing. I'm worried about his leg. Mm-hmm. Very much worried about his leg.
Me too.
Yeah.
But holy smokes.
Well, that's exactly what we were just saying with the last story of like doing things that inconvenience you in order to help another human.
Yeah.
And this guy literally demonstrated exactly that to the most extreme.
Yeah.
To a massive extreme. It's wild that he only hiked like a total of a mile.
But with the snow, it's like...
But he effectively like was traveling through 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, they're like, how many steps though, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's terrifying. He could have died.
Yes.
Wow.
No, and that's like, it makes sense that the person in the car, like that person in the car didn't want to risk going out alone, because if you go out alone and fall and then you're just there, you're gone.
Totally.
You're cold and you're gone.
I've only been stuck in a blizzard in a car once, and you really cannot see anything. It's completely white around you.
And to not even have a car, like them crossing the roads and stuff. I'm surprised that he didn't just like stop and take a breather at this first house. Like, you just saved that man's life.
Yeah.
You saved him. You helped him get to safety by escorting him to a home.
And with all that gear, too.
In my mind, I'm thinking, even though he said he didn't want the water dripping off him to refreeze and make things even more tough for him, I assume maybe he could throw his clothes in the dryer really quick. Like, that's the least these people could do.
True.
Yeah,
true.
it sounds like he was just like, nah, I'm gonna just keep on trucking.
Yeah, well, the girlfriend had a hot cocoa at home.
He had
Yeah,
to
he
get
had to
home
get
to
the
hot
cocoa.
You gotta go.
Epic guy. Epic.
Yes.
And he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, and
Good for him.
he said because he's tall, he was able to walk through the snow easier. So what was his height again? What is
He was 8 feet tall.
Wow. Wow.
I just love how casually, like, I love how much he detailed this whole story. And the story is so epic, but in real life, you're just like, all right, I'm gonna go save this guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.
What's that one book where the guy that they made into a movie where he lives in a bus in the wild? Is it just called Wild?
Oh, Into the Wild?
Into the Wild.
Seuss?
It varies.
Yeah.
No,
That's the last
Oh,
one I
the
read.
places you'll go?
Yeah.
that's the last one you read.
No, but like people really underestimate the cold and they underestimate how dangerous things
Yeah.
like this, especially Buffalo, New York. It gets cold there.
Wow, yeah.
It gets really cold. And during a blizzard, no less, awful.
Wow.
Seriously.
Update number 2.
Let's go.
It's the leg.
This is from the guy who posted about his brother getting stuck. He says, last night I made a post to ask for help for my brother who was stranded on the snow. After posting, I got lots of suggestions and advice. Then from nowhere, this man came and offered this help. Shout out to this kind human angel for helping my brother out of the snow in Buffalo last night. This man deserves all the love and prayers and gratitude for risking his own life to help save the life of a stranger. My family will forever be indebted to him, and I just want to help spread this story in hopes of spreading some good news during this holiday season. Please help me in making this local story known. Thank you and happy holidays.
Yay!
And then the guy posts again. He's just like, by the way, I'm Santa.
By the way, that helmet was actually a sleigh helmet for space.
For space?
Santa's in space.
Santa goes to space?
To fly so high.
I never pictured Santa in space.
You know what? Yes, and.
But it's dark. It looks like space.
I forgot there's pine cones here.
No, my pine cone.
Yeah, now we're laughing at you,
hit
Shayne.
the pine cone. It's at night. It looks like space.
No, it's space. Santa's in space. We all know this.
What have I done?
We have one comment. That guy told a heck of a compelling story. I was actually getting really worried and had to tell myself that he must have survived if he's been able to write and post the comment.
Yes. Very that. I was like, wait a minute.
People leave comments are like, did you die?
I'm like,
Yeah.
is he like hiding under a rock right now, posting on Reddit?
The
and he still has
girlfriend, though, she's like, POV, you're my boyfriend that
Oh my
died.
god! Oh my god!
Oh, Russia!
Sorry.
I still have hot
He
cocoa.
did it. He did great.
Yeah,
True hero, suiting up. That sounds so freaking awesome.
it's hot.
Yeah. No, if you needed to get into those types of conditions, you definitely need to suit up. Which brings me to Colombia.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
I bought my sister's wedding dress. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, sick. Anyways, thanks, guys. This comes from True Off My Chest. I bought my sister's wedding dress. My sister got married 4 years ago. She had her beautiful wedding dress made by a tailor she loved. Some months ago, she told us she'd put it on a secondhand website to sell it because she and her husband could use the money. I knew it obviously had a huge sentimental value. She was even planning on having it shortened so that she could wear it again for their anniversary. She was selling it reluctantly. I could see tears in her eyes when she told us. What she doesn't know is that I created an account on the website and I bought it anonymously. I had a bonus last month and I couldn't see a better way to spend my money. I plan on taking it to the tailor who made the dress, ordering the changes she wanted. Thankfully, we're the same size. And I want to gift it back to her for their anniversary in a few months. I love my sister. I hope it makes her happy. Edit, some people are suggesting I don't make any changes to the dress. Thank you for your concern. However, my sister was in the process of having it shortened with her tailor anyway. But my brother-in-law had to stop working for a few months due to his health, and money started getting a bit tight. That's why she had to sell it. She could no longer keep it and absolutely not pay for the changes. I've arranged with her tailor to resume the project as per my sister's wishes before she had to sell the dress.
That's so adorable.
It's really
very
sweet.
It's nice to have a happy story.
Yeah.
Not your sister 420 would be my account name.
Yeah.
Not your sister 49420. That's an awesome account name.
That's a really good account name.
Yeah.
I can't believe I said that.
That's the worst thing I've heard.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, I hate you.
I cannot. How sweet.
It's very sweet. That's gonna be epic. It's gonna be an epic anniversary.
Could you imagine opening that gift?
Yeah.
Comments, you're a good sibling. Someone said, after doom scrolling Reddit, I really needed this. Thank you for the beautiful story.
Us too.
Yeah, yeah, we needed it as well. Someone lastly said, I'm going to be honest, something about her selling something so important to help because her husband has health issues makes me tear up. Not because she has to, which is in itself sad, but because she is so supportive of her partner / family. There's something about that support / partnership that really gets me. Hard to explain. It's probably because I also have health issues and my wife has supported me so much too. Anyway, that sacrifice got me right in the field. And then here comes OP with this huge gift. Wasn't expecting to be so affected today. They sound like a great couple with a great family. Good for you, OP. That's going to be a priceless gift for someone who needs it and deserves it. And then she also got her an Egyptian figurine. She's like, yeah, I don't know where this came from.
I'm glad there are good people out there. It makes me happy. Every time we read Reddit stories, not every time. There are a lot of great stories with like really awesome and funny people, but sometimes I'm like, God, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Totally.
Yeah, especially a couple of these, but that's sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster every time.
I had a wild confession the other day. I'm not gonna confess it here.
Wow, man.
What the
Okay.
I just wanted to let you all know, relatable.
All right, put in the comments what you think Trevor's confession was.
Yeah, what's Trevor's confession?
It was genuinely a thing that I kind of like forgot that I did when I was younger and I had never told anyone.
All right, moving on from that guy. Today I fucked up by donating $15,041 to a poor community in Bangladesh instead of the $150 donation I intended. Okay. This happened in February of last year, but my friends have been telling me I need to post this online. So here goes nothing. My wife and I, both 31 years old at the time, moved into a new 3-unit apartment building in San Francisco. One of our neighbors is a 70-something-year-old retired veteran. We'll call him Joe. For context, Joe is a white American guy, and he's also a devout Hindu priest. One day I run into Joe in the hallway, and he tells me about this charity he manages for a community in Bangladesh. I wanted to support my neighbor and the charity, so I asked Joe to send me the GoFundMe link. The next day at work, I go on the GoFundMe page and donate $150. Or so I thought. Moments later, I get a text on my phone warning me of an unusually large transaction on my credit card. I'm confused and swipe to open the text message. It says I have made a payment of $15,041 to GoFundMe. Immediately, I'm sweating. How could I have donated $15,000? I spend the next 10 to 15 minutes retracing my steps, and finally I realize my credit card starts with the numbers 4 and 1. It seems I had accidentally started typing my credit card information while my cursor was still in the donation box. And just like 150 became 150.41. Yikes. I call GoFundMe's support line in a panic, and when I finally connect with a human, I explain what happened. No need to worry, he tells me. They will initiate a refund of the transaction, which should process in 3 to 7 business days. That's a huge relief. But then I ask the agent if the charity will be able to see the donation on the GoFundMe page until it is refunded. What do you mean? The agent asked me. What do you mean? What do I mean? Was my response. Will they be able to see the $15,041 donation? Unfortunately, yes, the agent tells me. They will be able to see it until the refund process is complete. I tell them that's a big problem, as the entire GoFundMe had hardly raised that much at that point. Surely they will notice their fundraiser doubling overnight. My plan was to knock on Joe's door the following morning to give him the full story, so that he could pass it along to his contacts in Bangladesh. But when I woke up the next morning, I looked at my phone and saw I had 40+ notifications on Facebook. Someone had sent me a friend request, had liked many of my old posts, and had sent me many messages. Immediately, I was concerned when I saw that the individual messaging me had a Hindu name, but I never could have imagined what I saw when I opened his first message. The man had sent me a video of himself from Bangladesh, surrounded by dozens. Hold on, this is so rough. Okay. The man had sent me a video of himself from Bangladesh, surrounded by dozens of impoverished and hungry people holding bags of food, thanking me by name, Michael, for my generous donation. A big round of applause for Michael. At this point, I've leapt out of my bed and I'm pacing. Part of me wants to scream, part of me wants to crack up laughing. I start swiping through the man's messages, and it is picture after picture after picture of poor Bangladeshis thanking me for my kind donation. Literally hundreds of photos of frail, elderly, disabled, and malnourished individuals holding signs with my name. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. I've uploaded a portion of the video and a few photos for you guys to see here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because this is an insane situation to be stuck in. Okay. So,
oh my God.
So he sees the direct impact that this makes. Needless to say, I couldn't live with myself just donating $150 after seeing how the community responded to $15,041. I decided the least I could do was to add a zero, and so I donated $1,500 once the original donation was refunded. The charity's host was incredibly gracious and understanding, and he explained to me that $1,500 goes very far in Bangladesh for urgent food relief. Here is the charity's new GoFundMe link if you want to check it out. Ultimately, I think the whole experience was a win-win. I helped a great cause, and I got a funny story out of it. Okay, so to recap, he got it refunded, but then he donated $1,500.
Okay.
But
I don't know. I feel like I would have to find a way to get the 15,000 and just eat it. Just eat it. Because
I don't know. The problem is I don't know this guy's financial situation.
No, right, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
he's got 15,000 to deposit.
He's got 15,000.
No, that could have been like, I mean, I get it, but like.
It could have been everything. If that was everything, it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't
I
take
think
it
I would ask friends and family and just eat it.
Some comments here. Best post on here in ages. Thank you for the great story and for helping out those folks. $1,500 is still very generous. Man, this got me good. I hope you didn't get behind on bills or anything after this mix-up. I will say, the fact that his original intention was $150.
Which is still a great donation.
So he still times that by 10 and like, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
Someone said, holy shit, man, that put a pit in my stomach just reading. I can't imagine how you felt. LOL. Shit happens. Glad your neighbor was understanding and good for you for going the extra mile. Watch this post blow up and a shit ton of Redditors donate. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Someone else said, oh man, what a ride. I'd feel horrible. I hope Reddit comes through and helps. I'll throw in a few bucks and maybe others will too. There's a GoFundMe link. We can see.
Oh my God.
So he
I hope
posted.
it's like surpassed.
He posted it to Reddit, and this went viral. So okay, so their goal, they're at 93K, raised of 108K goal. So.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Wait, that's amazing.
Not gonna cry. Not gonna cry.
Seriously. What a wonderful, wonderful thing that this like hilarious story
It actually
has
ended
brought.
up being better that this all happened, and he posted it. And
Shayne's
What?
gonna cry.
I'm not gonna cry.
Stop.
Cry.
Stop. We're talking about assholes.
I had to look away, like seeing the photo and everything. I'm like,
So sweet.
Yeah, the photos. And you know that they were not going to be upset if he was just like, crazy story, I had to refund it.
yeah.
They were
the
obviously
fact that they
going
were
to be
so
like, of
cool. They're like,
course.
oh man,
I love
it's
that they all have a
good.
thing. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. It's you know that sounds like a plot line for The Office. Like Michael Scott would accidentally do that and be like,
yeah.
how can I bring it back without
Yeah.
while still being cool? So there's an update as of literally a couple weeks ago. Thanks for your kindness. Our ability to bring relief to others has multiplied many, many times. It is unbelievable. We've been struggling over the past several months, yet in the last 24 hours, over 1,800 donations have been received at GoFundMe, the largest single day in our history. We're astounded at the support we have seen, and this totally helps our effort. Kindly take a moment and share our campaign with friends, coworkers, and gentle souls. This will help us extend our reach to more people more often. As of right now, of reading this, it's not far off from their goal, but we'll post the link down below and check it out.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
That was super meaningful of that guy to think of putting the link in there as well. Instead
I
of
know
just
it
sharing
really.
this.
It really turned out well. And he, you know, on Reddit, you don't know if someone's going to go viral or not.
So basically, it's almost like he did eat the money almost, but didn't have to.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It all. See what he should have thought of. Should have said all this. Posted. This all goes viral, tons of donations, and then he retracts it silently.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's like, I got my 1,500 back.
This is one of the coolest stories we've ever read.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll
very
post the link.
heartwarming.
We'll post the link. You can be part of it too.
Please.
You know.
Cool story.
So heartwarming.
right.
Wow.
That was the sweetest story we've ever read here. Genuinely made me tear up. So great. Okay, next one comes from Relationship Advice. My son and his friend are a couple. How do I let them know it's okay? Hello, Reddit. Please bear with me regarding my formatting and things. I have read the rules and things, but I'm an old fart who is rather on the wrong side of 40, so I'm not overly well versed in the art of efficient interneting. My boy is 20 years old. He's absolutely my pride and joy, and there's nothing he could do that would ever make me love him less. For the first half of his life, I regrettably wasn't involved very much. His mother and I parted ways when he was just a few months old, and at the time, I was struggling with heroin addiction and was absolutely not as present in his life as I should have been, nor was I suited to fatherhood at all. I saw him at most 2 or 3 times a year for the first 12 years of his life. I won't discuss details because that's his private story to tell, but when he was 12, he revealed to me that he was being badly mistreated at the hands of his mother and her boyfriend. Despite not being the best father at the time, I didn't want my boy suffering anymore, so I got myself cleaned up and sorted out in order to get full custody of him. I've effectively been a single and sober father ever since, and he has little to no contact with his mother. He's everything a man could want his son to be. He's uniquely kind and fiercely loyal. He's unflinchingly brave. He's incredibly generous, and despite the horrors he suffered as a child, he's unfailingly positive and sunny to the last. Somehow I, of all people, was bestowed with the honor of watching him grow from a sweet young boy to the greatest man I have ever known. I cannot stress enough my pride in him. When he was 18, he got accepted into a top-ranking university on the other side of the country. I was sad to see him go, but simultaneously overjoyed that he got into his first choice and was starting a new chapter in his life. He comes home once every other month, and on the months he doesn't come home, I go to visit him. He's doing well in uni, has made lots of friends, and seems incredibly happy there, which I'm obviously chuffed about. Since his second year, he's lived with his friend in a flat off campus. I've strongly suspected since his early teens that my son is gay, and I now more or less have confirmation that this is true and that his friend is actually his boyfriend. So for this COVID-19 faff, my son decided he'd rather come home and quarantine at mine than stay at his uni flat. His friend, however, would be left alone if my son came back, as he's a Canadian and his family are back over there. And I gather he doesn't have the best relationship with them anyway. He asked if it would be okay if his friend tagged along to my house, and I said, of course, no problem. They've been back at mine for about 6 weeks now. They think they're being subtle, I know, but I've caught them doing coupley things on several occasions now. The friend has slipped up a couple of times and called my son babe and sweetie in front of me, which I pretended not to notice for the sake of saving embarrassment. There have been nights where we'll be watching a film with the lights off and, thinking I can't see, my son will have his arm around the friend. One day, I walked into the lounge and I'm positive they'd just been kissing and were trying to cover it, though I admit I have no confirmation on that one. The most solid evidence, however, came a few mornings ago. I get up very early to go for runs in the morning, hence why I'm making a Reddit post at 5 in the morning, haha. As far as I was told, my son was sleeping in his childhood room and his friend was in the guest room. I don't know what possessed me to do so, but on Tuesday morning, I cracked my son's door open to check on him, like I used to when he was a kid. Lo and behold, they're both asleep, snuggled up together in my son's bed. That's more or less solidified for me that they're together. I didn't say anything, just shut the door and went for my run, and I haven't mentioned it to them yet. What I want advice on is this. How do I let my son and his boyfriend know that I'm okay with them being a couple and they don't have to feel like they have to sneak around in my house? I want them to be comfortable here and I want them to know I support them both no matter what. Or is that not a good idea? Am I better off leaving it alone and waiting until they tell me themselves if they ever do? I obviously don't want to force either of them out of the closet, but at the same time, I hate feeling as if they feel like they're being forced into the closet in my house. What's my best course of action here?
That's really sweet.
That's a sweet.
It's really sweet.
Sweet situation.
I have what I would do.
Okay.
And this is not, I don't feel like this is normal, but I would love if it were done to me. It's like a this. If he knows, he knows, right? And they probably don't want to sneak around.
Sure.
Right, they want to be liberated from this.
They want to be liberated in the right way. So it's like a casual, like, wait, you guys would make a really cute couple.
Funny.
That's actually so smart.
You guys
really get along.
Have you thought about dating? Like, why haven't you thought about that? turn it right about on and make it that the normal is you guys are so close, why aren't you dating?
Yeah, it's so obvious and natural to me as your dad.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Because you would do that because my parents would always do that with me and girlfriends that I had around. Why don't you guys date? Well, then why can't you do the same thing with the two boys?
That's an interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that just to tag on that, have that conversation with just your son.
Yes.
You know, like let the son go to the boyfriend and be like, hey, my dad said that we should be dating. Isn't that hilarious? So I guess we're chill. You know, as opposed to including the third party he doesn't really know the family as much.
Sure.
And yeah, I was thinking that's way better than my idea. My idea was just gonna be like, hey, you know, I got a gift card to Outback Steakhouse, and I figured you two could, you know, go on a date night or whatever, because I'm not gonna go, I'm allergic to onions. Make some shit up, I don't know. But just be like, you know, send them on a date to be like, wait, what? You know, it's like, you know, just to be like, yeah, I don't care. I don't know, just give any sign to be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some tactfulness.
Yeah. Or like order some Pokemon cards and get them in pink envelopes and be like, aren't these envelopes awesome?
Aren't they
the best?
The best.
Aren't they the best and really cool? Comments, you're an awesome dad. I'm so glad you were able to clean up your life and become such an amazing father to your son. I hope he knows and sees that too. I'm a lesbian and I can totally relate. You could also write a letter addressed to him if you wish. I think that would be really sweet and I would keep it forever if I were him. Thanks for being one of the good ones. Someone said, first, congrats on cleaning yourself up and being there for your son. Keep being strong. Most of the comments here are great, and I think any of them would be fine. Just reassure your son it's okay and that you'll love him no matter his sexuality. My friend's dad left his son a sticky note for him to find that just said he loves him and approves of his boyfriend because he's such a gentleman, LOL. I think reassurance is best, but I love everyone else's comments. Lastly, someone said, if you like his boyfriend, it sounds like you do, then I'd say something like, I hope you know that boyfriend's name is always welcome in our family. It's clear he really cares about you, and having people like that in our lives is so important. If you're feeling up to it, just add, I just want you to know that you two are more than welcome to share a bedroom here if you prefer. Update.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna cry probably.
That is also another subtle way of just being like, oh, do you guys want to just like share a bedroom? Like, just throwing it out there.
Put a bowl of condoms in there for you.
Update. I want to top this off with a big thank you to everyone who left such lovely, thoughtful comments. I honestly didn't expect so many people to see this post. I was thinking maybe an absolute maximum of 100 people, and even that seemed like loads. It was lovely to hear back from so many of you. Yeah, sorry,
man.
I don't know. I'm over 40. I don't know what the internet is.
Yeah.
It was lovely to hear back from so many of you, and I'm forever grateful for the fantastic advice most of you gave. Also overjoyed by my new adopted Reddit children. Haha, you're all doing amazing, and I'm very proud of all of you. Oh. Also, big thanks to all of the lovely people who sent me such sweet messages of support, and to those of you who reached out to me because you felt you needed someone to talk to. If anyone else feels that way and is in need of dadly advice, do feel free to give me a message, and I will do my best to help out. Okay, you all want me to shut up and tell you what happened. My son was busy with some assignments, both for his freelancing job and his uni work most of the day, and I didn't want to disturb him, so I waited until after dinner to chat. Friend went to a bath while my son and I watched telly. I told him face to face, son, I love you very much. You don't have to tell me anything you don't want to, but I want you and friend to feel comfortable being yourselves in my house, and you don't ever need to hide anything from me, all right? Well, it turns out a hell of a lot of you were right. Son burst out laughing and said, oh, thank God. I reckoned you'd clicked on, but didn't say anything because I didn't want to make you feel weird. Basically, we've each been pussyfooting around the topic because neither of us wanted to make the other uncomfortable talking about it. We had a bit of a chat, and he confirmed that I'm right in thinking they've been together since their first year of uni, and that's why they moved in together in second year. However, apparently I'm not as brilliant and intuitive as I thought, because apparently one of his friends in secondary school was his boyfriend for a year, and I had absolutely no idea. He went and talked to the boyfriend after his bath, and then we all had a bit of a further chat. Sadly, a lot of you are right that the reason boyfriend doesn't have a good relationship with his parents is because he came out to them a few years ago, and they effectively disowned him. So I made sure he knows that he's part of our family now. Sorry if that isn't all as exciting and groundbreaking as some of you had hoped. I'm glad this is something my boy no longer feels he has to keep from me, and I'm very glad he's happy with his partner. Thank you all again for the help.
It's beautiful.
That was great.
Oh, man, that makes me think of that story that destroyed me.
Jesus, yeah.
Dads being proud of their sons.
I know.
Brutal. Oh, man.
What a perfect ending.
It's great. It's great.
It's really great.
However, I've had multiple relationships, and one of the hardest parts sometimes is when they're accepted into my family, and then things go sour, and it's like, they're always welcome. Are they coming home? I'm like, no, bitch, that hoe is not coming home.
I think that's understood on the behalf of the relationship. It's like, as long as this relationship, because it's like,
it's under the same rules as any relationship then. You know, it's like, oh, they're welcome into our family
true.
until you decide it's not.
They're not.
They're not.
Right.
That's so awesome.
Oh, man. But great story.
Great story.
that was great.
Very great. Let's get into this next story here. I, female 18, realized all the sacrifices my older brother, 25, made for us. This is from True Off My Chest. A lot of those. Just a quick trigger warning, there's referencing of parental abuse in this, so here we go. Created this account just for this story. Also, I want to keep in mind that I'm sharing this story from my perspective and from what my brother told me, so I don't know how much is completely accurate. But I also don't have a reason to doubt the accuracy. Me and my siblings grew up in a highly abusive environment. Besides my older brother, I have 2 younger siblings, a younger brother and a younger sister. Our parents were addicted to alcohol, they would drink every day, and it was like a forced round of Russian roulette. We either had luck and they would just argue downstairs with each other, or they would come upstairs to release their anger onto us. Whenever they did, my older brother would stand guard at the stairs to make sure we were safe. He would try to make them focus on him, so whenever they came upstairs, they would physically unleash on him. And when they tried to enter any of our rooms, he would provoke them so they would focus on him and hurt him until they were too tired to focus on us. While he protected us from them, he sacrificed his own childhood. And instead of doing something he liked, he educated himself and learned how to do programming each and every single day. He knew that something from the IT and programming sector would get him a high-paying job, and his goal was to get out of there and take us with him. But to take care of us, he needed money. He also never had friends at school because he saw friends as a waste of time for his goals, let alone the fact that he never properly finished his education because he was more worried about us than his own future. When he was 18, he did an internship for a local IT office that was looking for employees, and after a few weeks, he got the job and he was making good money. After he moved out, he found an apartment with enough space for all of us, and from that day on, he tried everything to get us out of there. After my brother was gone, we had to take on a lot, but at least we didn't have to wait for long. After my parents got arrested, we started to live with my brother. He had to do a bit more stuff so that my younger siblings could live with us too, but he somehow managed to convince authorities to let them stay with us. I will never understand where he got all this energy from to do all this. I was still underage when we continued to live with him, but in his new job, he made enough money to make sure we had it good, and he finally gave us the loving and caring home we craved for such a long time. I adore him so much. He was so selfless all the time and rather took care of us than himself. Yesterday, something happened that made me want to share this story. I woke up and went to get some breakfast, and when I passed my brother's door, I heard him crying in his room. I knocked at his door and went inside, and the moment he saw me, he wiped away his tears and smiled. He asked if I was all right. I didn't feel the need to answer. I just hugged him. I felt so sorry for him. He sacrificed everything so that we were safe. He couldn't hold in his tears any longer, and I told him that he should probably go to therapy because what he went through would be way too much to handle for anyone. I adore him so much, and I will forever be grateful for every sacrifice he made for us. He did not deserve any of the things our parents put him through. We, as a whole, never deserved what our parents put us through. They were supposed to be a safe space for all of us, but instead they were abusers. I will help my brother, and I will make sure he feels loved too. He deserves to have a safe space too. He wants to be ours, so I want to be his. Thank you for reading. Damn.
Gosh, dude.
Oof.
I mean, that is very wholesome. You do see a lot of these kids who have their childhoods taken away from them at such an early age. But God bless him for doing that, and also for him to also get his siblings out, and now his siblings to be there for him. That the ones he truly loved and wanted to protect.
He saved his siblings in more ways than one, too, because he saved them physically. But I think he also saved them by being a loving authority figure for them.
Yeah, by not
so
being
that they
hardened.
have something. So he broke the cycle for all of them, which is so cool.
That's so true.
At least, I don't know these people, but
It sounds
most
like he broke the-
he gave them such a better chance in every way possible.
Like to just give them like a light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing.
I mean, truly.
For both of them.
It sounds like a friggin' superhero origin.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of comments here. Someone said, "Oh my God, somebody cutting onions in here." The same guy from earlier, be like, all these onions.
Somebody needs to get him out of that room of onions.
Yeah, man, we got to save that guy.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Lucky you all are to have that wonderful man as your brother. Let him know how much you appreciate him and love him, but also let him know it wasn't fair and it's okay to have feelings about the position he's been put in. I hope that you are all able to find a therapist that can help you untangle this mess. I'm so sorry you were put in this mess, but incredible that you all got out and are doing well. Hugs to you all."
Yeah, I have to imagine that after so many years of having to fight for that, you have a trauma that doesn't leave you as soon as you get to the safe place.
Yeah.
Like you're still in this like potential defensive mode for a very long time, and it's hard to break that shell down. So I love that she encouraged him to be like, let's go to therapy, work through this.
And I'm grateful that she saw it and sees it and says something, because I feel like with sacrifice, the worst thing that could come if it's not noticed sometimes is bitterness.
Yep.
Like if it goes on for too long, he can harden and just like kind of just, I don't know, if it's not really noticed or thanked, or I don't know. There is some sacrifice that goes without being noticed, and sometimes it's okay. But I feel like for him to keep living the life he's living, he needs to be able to break down in front of her, and he needs to be able to be taken care of as well.
Yeah.
It's so important to communicate, because in our own heads, delusion is often used as like a negative way, but like we can get delusional in our own heads of thinking like I'm alone. Or thinking, oh, nobody cares about me. And it's just like, no, you're being delusional. You're wrong. You actually have a network. And it's important to really stay in reality with everyone in your life.
Yeah, I can imagine that's the good things that can come out of these Reddit stories, because people can put these down here so they can see that they are not alone.
Yeah.
And I do know people who have dealt with real inter-family struggles and do sacrifices for their siblings, and their siblings do not acknowledge.
That's what I was gonna say, is like, especially people who, who are just like, I don't know, been going through it. And and they're just like one thing to the next, one thing to the next. Especially maybe some of the younger kids. They might not see it, they might not notice it. Especially when you're raised by a warrior brother like that, who's just like, oh yeah, my brother's just strong.
And I don't know the ages of the younger siblings, but that seems like it might be more her job to tell them the situation that they're in. Someone said, your brother is a goddamn superhero. I rarely ever cry while reading a story, but this was fucking awesome to read, and I got a bit misty-eyed, not gonna lie. I say, when you get the chance, pay to take him out for some sort of childish adventure, something that will allow him to live a little of that childhood he missed out on, before he gets too old to actually enjoy it, LOL. OP responded to that saying, I actually thought about doing this. His birthday is in a month, and I thought about giving him a bit of the childhood he never had. So an update. So let's see what happens here. My post is 3 months old, but I thought I might give you an update just in case you're interested. So in the last 3 months, I got a job and started to earn money myself. I wanted to take some weight off his shoulders and take care of the many things so that he doesn't have to. After everything he went through, he deserves a break. And I try to make sure he learns to take care of his mental health, which is still pretty bad after everything that happened. I honestly underestimated how bad it was and still is. I think that this shield he created to protect himself through the years of trauma is now starting to crumble. All the emotions he's held back and all of the pent-up pain is coming up, and emotional breakdowns have been happening quite a bit. He's in therapy, but it will take a while for him to feel better. You see, my younger siblings and I were traumatized too, but at least we were kept safe enough by him so that we could express and let our emotions out. He never had that safe space. He had to bottle up everything. It's a good thing that now he has us as his safe space. face, but I just don't know if it's enough. He is the most important person in our life, and we will always be there for him. We make sure every day that he's loved. I mentioned in the previous post that his birthday was in a month. On that day, we got him a birthday cake and some presents. We celebrated with him. It was wonderful. I know I probably talked too much about him, but I feel so bad that everything that happened to him came from him protecting us. I can't stop feeling guilty, or that I at least should have interfered way earlier. He assured me it's not my fault, and I know that, but it's hard to describe. Imagine you're about to walk across the street and a car is about to hit you because you didn't look both ways, but someone pushes you aside to save you, getting hit themselves. Now this person is permanently injured, and you can't stop feeling guilty, because you know the person probably would have been okay if you had just paid attention earlier. That's how I feel. All I know is that I will be there for him. That's the least I can do.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. And I think the metaphor there is tough because you didn't step into that road willingly and without thought.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's very natural for one to blame.
You were
themselves.
young.
You were young. You're a kid. No kid should have to worry about that. No kid. So I think there's definitely a cycle of blame that happens. And the cool thing about that update, I feel, is just that they are currently working on it. They're currently getting the help, and I think the fact that like those defenses are coming down and that he's able to talk about it is all one can ask for at this time.
Yeah.
And I think it is going to be a long process.
Yeah, because where the long-standing issues can come up is if you keep bottling it up, but he can't, and he is accepting the possibility, or is he in therapy? I forget but it just sounds like this is he's in therapy. Yes. Yeah. So they are doing the best possible things they can do to move forward.
Wow.
Sibling shit makes me cry.
Yeah. And look, bringing up all these other Reddit stories we always read, we often read about siblings who are not there for each other.
Right.
And that happens a surprising amount.
Yeah.
And these are siblings who really all stuck together, and it's so cool.
Yeah, so sweet.
I have one younger, and then I have two siblings older. The oldest one is 10 years older than me, 8 years. And I feel like our parents are always very stressing. It's like, hey, we're not going to be around forever. And at that point, all you guys are going to have is each other. Yeah. So like we really stress for that relationship to be founded. So
we have an Am I the Asshole and a Best of Redditor updates.
Oh, good.
And I'm excited because this is a Will I Be the Asshole?
Oh.
So they're asking beforehand, and I'm assuming we're gonna get the result.
Time travel.
What is it, like past perfect tense? Like, will I have been the asshole?
Would I be the asshole for telling my son to wear not his favorite jacket anymore because it looks gay? All right.
Okay.
Probably.
I've got something stocked that we'll bring up after this is over.
I'm a single dad to my son, Oliver, who's 10. He's with me most of the time and sees his mom every other weekend. He's an awesome kid, creative, full of energy, and he's got his own sense of style that's pretty unique. He loves bright colors, nail polish, and clothes that some people might think are more girly. If I'm honest, I think Oliver might be gay, and I'm totally cool with that. I've always made it clear that whoever he turns out to be, I'll support him 100%. Because of how he dresses and acts, Oliver's had a really tough time with other kids. He got bullied so badly at his old school that I ended up pulling him out and homeschooling him. The school wasn't helpful at all, and it was heartbreaking to see him go through that. He struggled to make friends, and it kills me to see him feel so alone. Now, he's starting back at school in September, and he's really excited about it. But recently, we were at a cousin's birthday party, and Oliver wore his favorite jacket, which is a bright pink, sparkly one that he loves. Some of the other kids started picking on him, saying he looked gay. I stepped in, got the kids to apologize, but it ruined the day for Oliver. I'm worried about how things will go when he's back at school. I've been thinking about whether I should talk to Oliver about maybe toning it down a bit, especially when he's around new people. Not because I want him to change who he is, but because I hate seeing him get hurt and feeling like an outcast. I don't want him to feel like he has to hide who he is, but I also don't want him to be picked on or excluded because of it. But then I feel like a complete arsehole for even thinking about this. I don't want him to think that I'm ashamed of him or that he has to conform to be accepted. I want him to feel free to be himself, but I'm also scared of him being hurt by others who don't get it. So would I be the asshole if I talked to Oliver about maybe being a bit more low-key with his style?
Man, oh man.
That's a difficult thing, because exactly. I mean, this is a good person, I can tell. From like how it's like, you know, it wouldn't be a problem if he's gay, but it is a predicament when it's like your kid is like getting in danger. I have an answer, by the way. I have a solution. I know the answer to this. It's tricky because you don't want them to get like literally hurt.
Sure.
For how they want to express themselves. So you don't want them not to express themselves. And it's like a young person, you can't really take that to them, you know, because they're not going to be able to. They might not be grown enough to understand that complex feeling of like, I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to not express yourself. Anyway, the answer is Taekwondo classes. The answer is Taekwondo classes.
Oh.
You put this kid in Taekwondo classes so this kid can defend themselves if they need to.
Wow, that's great.
That's my plan.
Wow, perfect.
Right. And then they have a cool little hobby.
I did karate as a kid, and I wasn't cool, but I also had a bowl cut, and I don't think I ever felt worried about getting hurt because of that.
I was in Taekwondo classes. They're like, "Why are you wearing a Billabong shirt?" And I was like, "Shot!"
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How much? I mean, it's interesting because by the title we were assuming I was assuming one thing about this guy,
right?
And then you start reading and you see another thing. But it makes me wonder how much of parents' homophobia comes from this place of like they're scared for their kid, right? Because the world sucks, and you're scared about the world. But in the process, if he does that, if he actually goes through with this, now he's
instilling that on his
like
child.
his son also knows,
Exactly.
and my dad also doesn't like it. And,
Right.
and so it's like you kind of actually, is it more important to just be the support for him?
And that's what you have to be. That's why I was like, you can't bring this to him because he's going to internalize it anyway.
Yeah.
When I came out to my friend's mom, she cried because she was worried I was going to get hate crimed. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. But, you know, I'm not gonna, most likely.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is, you know, it always comes from a good place, quote unquote, but there's still, you know, that homophobia that just comes from fear of pain and hurt for this person.
Yeah.
But you can't lean into the negatives of society out of fear. You have to fight against them and just support.
And there's like, no matter how right it feels in his head, there's sometimes where like, you'll be thinking of a motive or a decision or advice. And then I almost think, I'm like, does this sound like the opposite of like Disney logic in a movie where it's like, hey, hide who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wait, that's probably not the right answer then.
It must be so hard being a parent, like wanting to support, but also just like, it's probably just so hard to see your kids sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also tough when it comes to bullying. It's like, you can change the clothes and stuff. Like, kids are ruthless. People are ruthless, right? And truly, my only hope with this situation is just like, if he is who he is and he's showing off who he is, he will hopefully eventually find others who see who he is and
There'll
love
be a safe
that.
community.
And he'll find his group.
Right.
You know, that's the hope.
And you just need to foster that that growth in this
Right.
child, you know?
Comments, don't do it. Kids will still bully him, and all he will remember is that you deterred him from expressing himself. Trust me, the same thing occurred in our house. I was trying to keep him from being bullied, but my child felt as though I didn't accept him and that he needed to pretend he was something he wasn't. Lots of later life therapy. If he's gay, if he's straight, let him be himself and tell him as long as he likes his clothes, that's all that matters. Sincerely, the mom of an amazing queer kid. Someone else said, no one's the asshole. You want to protect your son. You think the best way to do that is through conformity. I don't think you're an asshole, but there may be other ways of handling this. Teach your son unbridled self-confidence and clever comebacks. Teach him how to stand up to bullies, disarm them and humor them, and reverse heckling. Don't teach him that the key to acceptance is not to be himself. He'll internalize that toxicity into his worldview. Kids are notoriously mean. He'll look to you for validation, and he's better off getting it from you than none at all. Update.
I forgot.
A month later.
Taekwondo classes.
He hit puberty and is looks like Fabio now, and it beats up everyone.
Hey all. It's been about 26 days since my original post, and I thought I'd give an update now that Oliver has had his first week back at school. I can happily say that so far things are going much better than I'd hoped.
Hell yeah.
Over the summer, Oliver and I had a really important heart-to-heart. I sat him down and told him just how incredibly proud I am of the person he is becoming. I made sure he knew that there is absolutely nothing he could ever do that would change the way I see him or make me love him any less. Honestly, it was a bit emotional, and I even got a bit choked up. I told him that if wearing his favorite jacket, the one that's caused some hurt before, made him happy, I'd stand behind him 100%. But I also wanted to make sure he was prepared. I explained that while I'll always be there for him, I can't always be around to protect him, and he might have to stand up for himself if kids make fun of him. I made it clear that this doesn't mean he should change anything about who he is, but that he needs to be ready to handle it if anyone says anything cruel. Oliver understood, and we spent the summer coming up with some playful comebacks together. He really wanted to take the jacket with him to school, so he made it a bit of a project, imagining the kinds of things kids might say and crafting witty replies that he could fire back with. It was actually pretty fun, and I think it helped him feel more confident about it. Now, back to school. His new teacher knows all about this past struggles with bullying, and she's been amazing. She's keeping a close eye on things and making sure he feels safe and comfortable. It's made such a difference already, and Oliver's first week couldn't have gone better. He's even made a friend, a boy named Sam, and they've really hit it off. They're planning to meet up tomorrow at the Wacky Warehouse, and Oliver can't stop talking about it. It's been a long time since I've seen him this excited about spending time with someone his age. I know it's still early days, but seeing him come home happy and smiling each day has been such a relief. Thanks to everyone who gave advice and encouragement on my original post. I really took a lot of it to heart, and I think it made a big difference in how I approached all of this.
That's a 10 out of 10 parent.
Yay!
I love
that makes me so happy. That's
so
awesome.
nice.
Update number 2. I just wanted to hop on and give a small update about Oliver's playdate over the weekend. Firstly, when Oliver was getting ready, he wanted to wear all his flamboyant clothes. He asked me if I thought it was a good idea. His friend had seen him in his jacket, but he was a little worried how he would react to the full Oliver. I told him to wear whatever he wanted, and if this friend was worth being friends with, they would accept him for exactly how he is. This made Oliver smile. He wore his full Oliver outfit. When we were walking in, I could feel Oliver getting a bit nervous. He was bullied so much in his last school for how he was, so I understood why. I held his hand tight and gave it 2 squeezes. This means I love you, something I learned to teach him from Reddit, actually. The friend's dad was with him, and he looked at Oliver and gave a little curious look, but apart from that, it was fine. The boy said he loved Oliver's clothes. They spent about 4 hours playing, and we ended up eating together. On the way home, I told Oliver how proud I am of the little man he is. I am so proud of how he is willing to be himself and so brave to continue despite any backlash he gets. I love him so much. This is my final update on this account. I don't know if I'll ever show you these posts, Oliver. Maybe in a few years when you're older, so we can okay, that's...
Yep.
The message? Damn. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
Can't hit me
I'm
with
already
that.
crying. Let's just do it.
All right, we're gonna do this. Okay. I don't know if I'll ever show you these posts, Oliver. Maybe in a few years when you're older so we can laugh at how worried I was about you. Your dad is so proud of you. I think you are the most amazing person in the whole world, even when you drive me absolutely nuts. I am so lucky to get to be your father. I am so lucky you're in my life. I love you.
Oh my God. Dude.
Oh, you're killing us.
Jesus.
Ah.
Well, that was great, Shayne. Where can people find you?
Ah. Ah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, good
Stuck
for
the
you,
landing.
Oliver. You got a good dad,
Got a
Oliver.
good
That's
dad.
awesome.
Stuck the landing.
Damn. What an ending.
Almost like...
whenever these types of posts, because we've read through so many stories, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared for some information.
Right.
But then if you get
the pivot,
a perception or a perspective shift,
yes,
that's gonna kill me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
I
literally
can't
like,
deliver a message.
No. it's like 20 years later. I'm standing here at the front of your wedding. Just like anytime there's a jump, yeah, you're right. That is a punch.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's so good.
That's also like the quote that gets me is the like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. It's so nice hearing a queer story with a good parent. You know? It's just so nice.
I'll also say, like, I think we all understand this, like, you meet people who have like an unbridled confidence and it's like, oh, what's the secret? And they're just like, well, my parents are awesome, and they have my back. And it's like, man, anything can go in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm fine because I've got that. It's such a huge thing.
It's a huge factor.
That's really
man.
special. I think addendum, if he also is concerned about self-defense, it's that moment of like he has that talk and he's like, I'm very proud of you. And then the lights go off and he says, now you must strike to kill or you'll never hit me. Your training begins today. I'm like, that's a good thing.
Must be prepared for anything at any time.
Use your shadow clone jutsu.
And this is a mace.
Oh, mace like the spray? No, a mace.
That's a flail, Dad. You've done well.
The lights come back on. It's like,
now I've never been prouder of you.
oh my God, I'm still leaking.
Oh
no.
God.
Yeah, I'm on meds that doesn't let me cry, so it just shoots out one and it hurts.
It's like a little pearl comes out.
No, I finished a video game this weekend that's like a 90-hour game, and I just wept because it's a good story. So I'm like, I'm all out.
Metaphor?
No, after Metaphor, I was like, no, God, no. Oh, I did cry after Metaphor. No, Persona 3, I cried after, which is also Atlas published, so that's like Metaphor.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm sorry. Wow. Hey, Oliver, good kid.
Good kid.
Damn.
Good kid, good dad, good story.
Well, we have a fun surprise for both of you. We've talked about this all year, but it's time to actually do it.
What?
Guys, it's time to get our pancakes out. It's time for our final Reddit story of 2024. Get the pancakes out.
It's Saturday morning! What? They're warm. They're warm.
I have to read, unfortunately, but here, we can just set them here for decorative effect.
Oh my God, this is beautiful.
Wait, look how warm. This looks like a fake pancake.
Thanks, guys.
These look so good.
Oh, that smells amazing. I love pancakes with strawberries on them.
It's Saturday morning. Get your pancakes out.
Oh my God, it's Saturday morning. Get your pancakes out. I was like, wait. I forgot that reference. So when Shayne said that, I was like, are you talking about my flat ass? Get my pancakes out.
I also didn't know this was a thing until you told me about it.
Yeah, man, you said it and people loved it. This is like the new slogan for the show, get your pancakes out. Everyone commented on every single one.
This is so fun! Post your pic with your pancakes for this app.
Are we ready for our final story?
Can I tell you something that happened recently?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, we're not ready.
No.
I've ordered pancakes now twice from IHOP on a Saturday morning.
Awesome.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's ever happened to you guys, but you have the same Postmates driver and they recognize you.
No.
He brought me the IHOP Postmates. I was gonna make a TikTok about it, but I forgot. He hands it to me and he goes, "Hey, tradition, I guess." And I'm looking at this bag of pancakes that I paid way too much money for shitty pancakes, and I was like, I have a problem. That was it.
Hey, they're not shitty pancakes.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think there's a shitty pancake to exist.
It's hard to mess up a pancake. It's like pizza. It's like if you have bad pancakes or pizza, it's like they did it bad on purpose.
Yeah, that's a sinister act. This is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final story.
Okay.
This comes from True Off My Chest. I owe my career to a YouTube channel.
Oh, no.
Talking about Jacksepticeye.
Okay.
I've been wanting to tell this story for a long time, but couldn't find the place for it. When I was an undergrad, I was an engineering major. I absolutely hated it, but it's just what my family had expected me to do. Everyone on my dad's side of the family was an engineer, and my future career had been sealed before I was even born. I did an internship at a company during the summer of my sophomore year, and I realized that there is no way I could have a happy life in this field. It was not the life I wanted for myself. Throughout the next year, mental health declined, and so did my grades. I had been a straight-A student in school and was suddenly failing multiple classes. These grades deeply impacted my anxiety and self-image. Wanting to take a break from my surroundings, I went home one weekend in October of my junior year, and I broke down while I was working on homework. My mom heard me crying and asked what was wrong. I finally told her everything. I told her how much I had hated that internship, how I didn't understand what I was studying, and what all of this had done to my self-confidence. My mom just comforted me and told me not to bring it up to my dad for the weekend. I got back to my university a couple of days later and got a call from my dad. My mom had waved her magic wand and convinced him to let me change my major. To this day, I still have no idea what that conversation was between them. All I know is that it gave me a freedom I never had before. The new problem was I didn't know what I actually wanted to do. I had never even considered a future where I wasn't an engineer. By this point, it was almost November, and I had about a month and a half to declare my new major. I immediately made an appointment with our career counseling department, but the process had been slow, and I didn't get enough clarity to specify a major. Earlier that year, I had started watching Smosh on YouTube.
Oh, fuck me.
It was a comedy channel and gave me a much-needed break from the stress of my life. They had started a podcast, and I was listening to an episode while searching through college majors on my university's website. The episode was about things everyone present enjoyed. One of the members, Shayne, was working towards a psychology degree and talked about how intriguing he had found the subject. I listened to him talk about psychology with an enthusiasm and passion I had never had for engineering. He discussed how psychology helped him better understand people because of certain biases we all experience. It was enlightening to see how his choice in education better helped him understand the people around him and even himself. I thought about how I needed to learn more about myself because I had started to question my entire identity as a student and the person I thought I was going to become. By the time his segment was over, I had scheduled an appointment to meet with a psychology advisor. In 2 days, I had informed my family of the new major, and within a week, I had officially switched majors. This month will be 5 years since I stumbled onto that podcast episode. I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology, got a master's, and just began my PhD in school psychology at a pretty prestigious program. The people on Smosh jokingly give Shayne crap all the time. Yeah.
Hey, not me, never once. Not me.
The people on Smosh jokingly give Shayne crap all the time about his degree being useless, and while he may not use it on a day-to-day basis, it truly changed my life. I have always been someone who extensively plans everything, so I can't say what pushed me into psychology after I heard Shayne talk about it for 10 or 15 minutes. The road wasn't easy, and things aren't perfect by any means, but I'm a lot happier, more confident, and motivated, and feel like I'm working towards something meaningful, more meaningful than I was 5 years ago. Wow.
Oh my God. And that must have been, so 5 years ago.
He's got a PhD. I'm down here with my
He has
bachelor's.
a real degree.
He's a real psychologist.
He's a real degree.
And he got one in person for bachelor's.
Oh my God.
That's
and so
pretty
they're talking
cool.
about like back in, when
I think that was
Smosh
the OG Smosh cast where I was talking about it.
Oh!
That's before I graduated, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's before you threw me my graduation.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Have you seen that video? No. Oh, that'll wreck your
that'll
shit.
make you
We
cry.
can't let her see that.
No.
Yeah, wow.
That's really awesome.
I really love that. Like, it's just so amazing how something can just stick and pivot your life in such a positive way. Like, I think those things are meant to happen. Like, you know, whether you believe in destiny or fate or how everything's just like, you know, it's become now full circle that we're here talking about it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like I'm like, oh, was I the catalyst? But I feel like he probably was. He was really searching for the thing, and you know, he's probably hearing all sorts of things all the time. And then hearing this podcast, it was the thing that stuck. And so I'm so glad that it worked out for him. Like I'm so glad he didn't. He's like, yeah, and I heard Shayne talk about this, and I went and got my psychology degree, and yeah, it fucking sucks.
Oh my
and I
God.
can't use it. And so you, Shayne.
No, Shayne, you were the dust in his wind.
The dust.
You were the dust in his wind.
I can't. I'm so happy to be the dust in your wind.
Pancakes.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
cool.
a fucking wreck at that.
I know, we gotta show her the graduation video though.
I think like when people just open up and say that something really small on our channels did something huge for them, that makes what it's just like, you can't, it's just,
It drives me for the next several years to like hear stuff like that. Like, cause that's why we do it. Like, everybody does this type of work for different reasons, but like, for me, such a huge fuel is like hearing how people are impacted and driven forward. Like,
Yeah. No, it means becoming a school psychologist. That's so incredible.
That's incredible. These are so good.
Yeah, this is so incredible. What's the story?
This is the best, like one of the best pancakes we've ever had.
Anyway, what's going on?
That is so incredible. For a second, I was like, okay, what on Smosh Mouth could they study right before it happened? And I was like, Harambe or...
No, I became a clown. That's really cool. Well,
Love
that
that.
means a lot. I like how the top comment. What do you think the top comment was?
You're my favorite pizza
Where's
place.
Anthony?
No. These are good quotes. No, the top comment was impressive. Which it is. Yeah.
Oh, God. Feels like the last day of school.
This?
Yeah.
Whoa, holy shit.
What do you mean? Look at me.
You perfectly cut it in half.
Sorry, you talk a lot.
You're
You get to
eating
eat.
that pancake like a sim.
You've been ranting for 45 minutes about psychology. They edited it out, but you were ranting for 45 minutes about psychology.
Thank you both for being here.
This is the best episode ever.
This literally was the best episode ever.
This was a lot of emotions. We need that person with a PhD in psychology to give their thoughts on some of these things that we're reading.
Totally.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And yeah, thank you. And I'm so happy to hear that my nonstop talk about psychology has had an impact on someone.
That's really awesome.
I'm glad I've inspired someone to become a psychologist, which I am not. I say that all the time when people are like, Shayne's using his psychology degree. I'm like, I'm really not. I took a few classes over the course of 10 years.
Practices general empathy.
Wow, really? That's so true.
Whoa.
You're like, if I was in their shoes.
Guesses the two of clubs. That psychology degree coming to work. I'm like, no, I don't know what that was. That was playing Balatro. Now,
Sorry, the top and then the loads, I can't.
He's over 40. He doesn't get the lingo.
Yeah.